All right, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. You know, it's interesting to think of where we're at today in the crypto markets. The idea that XRP is one of the most feared coins right now in the crypto space is just something that none of us would have ever suspected, over a year ago in the crypto markets. But here we are. I want to point out to you that today, what ended up occurring is, if we go to the charts, I'm going to show you on this indicator that I've been sharing with you guys. This is called the market cycle highs and lows indicator. And what we have here is XRP showing up in the worst, absolute worst market sentiment that exists on the indicator, which is max fear. Okay. The turquoise blue is the fear. The green, forest green, is concern. And then the neon green is max fear. Guys, it is, number one, incredible if you have this indicator, because you would have also seen on the, hold on, I have to actually refresh my screen here. Because my chart was not pulling up correctly. But now it appears that it is. And so what I'm going to do is pull you guys up the charts. Okay, so here we have it. Once again, we have the, sorry, my trading view glitched for a second and I had to refresh it. But, and when I did, everything that I had done was gone. I had the candlesticks showing and the indicator was turned off. So it was looking like this. So I had to go ahead and turn the indicator back on, get rid of the candles. And this is what we've got. Now, let me share this with you guys. Okay. This indicator is basically saying that today, okay, Friday, August 7th, that it printed, watch this, it printed a buy signal on the second indicator. Now, remember, the first one is called market cycle highs and lows. Now, you can get this indicator, guys. It is always on my website, which you can find in the description section below. Both of these actually have a coupon code attached that you can see on my website when you go there. And of course, that is in the description section below. So under this video or above it if you're on Facebook. However, I want to show you that on the highest accuracy setting, okay, I've got the Pro Trade Manager on the highest accuracy setting right here, highest accuracy. It printed the buy signal right here, this little green dot right here showing up on Friday, August the 7th. Now, some of you guys are like, how come Saturday's already showing up. Well, they start the new day's candles at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so Friday printed the buy signal. Okay. Normally it prints at the end of the day, which would have been 2 hours ago. It told you to buy. And it's already began going up. But nonetheless, this is basically telling you, according to the technical data, okay, that this would be a potential good place to buy. All right. Same as when it told you, printed here, told you to buy. And then, of course, you had a potential 12% upward swing there. So this is the swing trading indicators, guys. The two that I'm discussing are the market cycle highs and lows at the top here. And this is the one I want to sit on for just a minute. And the reason why is this, guys, because to be in max fear, okay, that means the majority of the people in the market are scared of XRP right now. They're scared of it. Now, please understand that, you know, the traders and the professionals, they understand that you and I, or themselves, I should say, want to get in when everybody else is scared. That's why these indicators are so beneficial. That's why there's such a thing as the fear and greed index in cryptocurrency, because they say buy the fear, sell the greed, right? Buy the fear, sell the greed. And so these indicators are basically communicating to you and I that this is potentially the bottom of the market. All right. But it's also saying, now we're following prophetic price points, guys, and you can find that also in the description section below. And so, but as far as technical analysis goes, they're saying, you know, that this is potentially thereabouts at the bottom of the market. Now watch this. The idea that XRP would be in max fear, guys. I want you to think about this. 1 year ago, look at Bitcoin. All right. Look at Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin right here is in caution. All right. It's not even in fear at all. Bitcoin's in caution on this indicator. XRP is in max fear. Guys, what does this mean? It means, number one, that obviously we're in some incredible price ranges as far as being able, hold on. Whoops. As far as being able to get in at some, you know, really incredible price points in crypto. Because a year ago, you know, I mean, you just think about when XRP was over $3. I think it was July of last year. And, you know, in fact, its all-time high was, I think, you know, middle of July. I believe around the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. And it was up to like $3.60. And just, you know, when God spoke to me and said that XRP would be tanking, and I want to also acknowledge that the price ranges that we're at right now are confirmations of what the Lord had shown me over a year ago. So this is a twofold scenario here. Number one, it gives glory to God, because the majority of people who understood even the prophetic words about XRP, yes, the long-term prophetic words of XRP, or the people who understood the use case or the technology behind XRP, these types of individuals would have never suspected that we would ever see these prices. I even had people tell me last year, we will never see XRP at those price points ever again. And here we are. But the craziest thing to me is when you look at the fact that not only are we here, but we're in max here or max fear, okay? I mean, literally, max fear, guys. Max fear. XRP is in the lowest, the absolute lowest category of market sentiment. In other words, people's faith, the overall general consensus of where people are at in or concerning being a holder of XRP is not good. People are not very bullish on XRP. In fact, they're the opposite. They're extremely bearish. People are potentially dumping their coins and they're not buying XRP right now. It is in max fear. Now, remember, the select few or the wise or the smart ones or the ones that know better, or let's just put it this way, the ones that own, like you can, these indicators, right? In fact, I had a gentleman in my private community today when I posted that this was in max fear. And I was sharing with my private community, I said, this is unreal. One of the guys who purchased the indicator, he said, yeah, it also printed the green dot. And so I was spending time with my family, spending time with my church tonight. And I said, you know, when I get done with all this, I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about this. And so here I am. It is unreal that we are in the place where XRP has reached the lowest market sentiment in the crypto markets. There are coins right now that are much more favorable as far as what the market sentiment is of what people are believing about a specific coin. And to think that XRP is the lowest on the totem pole as far as faith is just flat crazy. And you gotta even also remember, in fact, somebody in my private community said this today. They said Brandon Biggs also was another prophetic voice that prophesied that the shakeout was coming. There are many, many people being shaken out. Now, I've seen several different maneuvers in XRP that is actually going to be a multi-layered shakeout. Multi-layered. Where we are at is not going to be a one-time event. I am telling you, and I'm encouraging you, if you are one of those that is heavily invested in XRP and you don't understand the strategies that could help even those who are just in a huge drawdown right now, I would encourage you to come and check out the private community where we talk about various prophetic price points, as well as prophetic, as well as strategies. I even talked about some strategies today for those who are in serious drawdown or in any drawdown for that matter, of what the Learn How to Trade Crypto and Read the Charts course talks about. That's also in the description section if you want to get that. But I actually explained it to my private community, just one of the things that is taught in that course. And of course, I told them a few days ago, like, if you want to take this course, it's there for the taking. That's how I learned this. It's because I took the course. And so there are practical strategies that you can learn in trading that can help you if you're in a drawdown. You do not have to sit there idly and wait for the storm to be over. In fact, that's the wrong thing to do anyway, as long as you know that the price is going to go up. And of course, if you're just using technical analysis, there's no guaranteed way to know anything. I believe in the prophetic there is, but that's not for me to tell you. That's for you to pray about and to get your information from him on whether you do anything, whether that involves, listening to anything I say or anything that he tells you directly. But that's a faith journey. That is not a, in the natural journey. But I just can't get over. Number one, I love God. Okay. I love God. I get so excited when the glory of God is revealed, and the glory of God is being revealed today. When you see, nobody would have ever thought a year ago that XRP would be in the max fear range, guys. Don't forget that green dot. Two different indicators here. Two different indicators, all right? Then the third one is the volume bubbles. The volume bubbles. And you can see we had a big sell-off today. That's what printed this big red bubble that brought the price down. Several of them, actually. Or over the past few days. Over the past few days. So those are the volume bubbles. All of these allow you to set alerts. And that's how I found out today about XRP. I got the alert on my phone at the close of the business day, or at the close of the day's candle. And I got the alert on my phone because I have it set to notify me. And here we are with XRP alerting that it has entered max fear territory. Just unheard of. Just unheard of. It wasn't to those who saw it over a year ago prophetically, but here we are. To God be the glory. And for those who obeyed his voice last year when he said, sell, that's right. When that one crypto prophet on YouTube told all of y'all that anybody who's telling you to do that is a false prophet. Remember that? Oh my gosh. Literally on the day that XRP reached its peak, the highest price point. And that individual told you that anybody that's telling you to sell is a false prophet. I wasn't telling anybody to sell. I was just telling people what the Lord showed me. And now we're here. Fast forward. We've been here a number of times, actually, on October the 10th, when XRP went down to $1.08 on KuCoin. $1.08. Binance, it was like $1.22. Bybit was like $1.22. Kraken was $1.40. Okay. Then on February 5th, I believe, it dumped again. And now we've slowly trickled down to where XRP is hovering at the $1 range. Guys, go ahead and grab one of these indicators, all right? The sale price is listed on my website, okay? All you got to do is go to my website. I'll pull it up here just to show you. But if you go to my website, permanentlifesolutions.com, go to financial, go to crypto. Okay, then you've got my private community right there, all right? You've got the Getting Started in Crypto course. Now, this is for people who don't even know how to crypto. If you want to just get started in crypto, like learn how to get to know your coins, know how to send and receive crypto, how to buy your first crypto, all these different things. This goes into all sorts of different things. VPNs, there's a lot that you can, this goes in from the beginner, very absolute beginner level to even more in depth, so that you can be well empowered. This is the one I'm talking about. Learn how to trade crypto and read the charts. This one will teach you strategies of what to do when you're in a drawdown. Okay. Then you've got indicator Trav right here. These are the indicators. Volume bubbles, market cycle highs and lows. The market cycle highs and lows, that is the one that shows you that XRP is in max fear right now. It basically tells you that the bottom of the cycle can be signified by the coins going into the fear range. And max fear is crazy. And then the Pro Trade Manager is the one. The Pro Trade Manager is the one that the Pro Trade Manager is the one that actually gives you the signals of when to buy and sell. Understand the disclaimer, though, that obviously nothing is guaranteed in trading. So if it tells you that there's a buy indicator, it doesn't necessarily mean buy. It means that you have to determine your risk capital and know how much to put in on that trade if you're going to take it as well. Sometimes having multiple indicators is a very good indicator. Okay. And so when the market cycle highs and lows puts XRP in max fear, and then the Pro Trade Manager releases a buy signal on the same day, you got a really good thing going there. All right. You can get $50 off each indicator that you buy by using the coupon code that's listed here. All right. Then the EMA Distance Analyzer has no coupon code, but let me show you that one real quick so that you can actually see it. The EMA Distance Analyzer goes and shows you how far away from the moving average the price is. This is really, really good because you could see, like, when it comes down to these really, really low levels, that means it's really far away from its moving average. And that can be a very good indication of when to buy as well. Let me see here. I guess that is it for now. I'll tell you what, I will share this with you. If you go to the Health Solutions tab, guys, all right, so we've talked about this. This is the medical emergency kit. This is what I call the pandemic kit. It's got actually medications in it that when this cyclospora parasite came out that's causing the explosive diarrhea, there's actually a medication in here that treats that as well. And this kit was already released. It was already out before this happened. And that's why I began to share this, because I just felt like it would be neat to have one of these at home. You know, it's kind of like a first aid kit, but with medicines. And so it's got a lot of stuff that are beneficial. You can check that out. And then this is the Holistic Parasite Detox and Systemic Cleanse. Guys, listen, I'm going to be doing, wait a minute. I'm not even on the right screen. Are you kidding me? Oh, it opened it up. All right. Sorry. Let me go ahead and do that again. This is the guy, the doctor.
You heard about the outbreak of cyclospora. It's hit now 17 states. The CDC has put out.
All right. So that's the kit that I'm talking about. And then this one is a different one. This is the Holistic Parasite Detox and Systemic Cleanse. Guys, I kid you not. Okay. Now, none of this stuff is, or the parasite cleanse and stuff. The prescription stuff is to deal with medical conditions. And, but the parasite cleanse, the detox, is not promoted to treat, diagnose, or cure a disease or illness. All I can tell you is that after I went through the detox regimen last year, hear me out. After I went through the detox regimen last year, I went for my annual physical at the beginning of this year. And it was the first time in over 8 years that my blood sugar has been in the normal range. I just had it tested again last week, and it's still in the normal range. Now, I restarted the detox because I never finished it last year, and I wanted to finish it. And the holistic practitioner recommended that I do it again because the first month is all about opening up all the pathways in your body so that when the detox begins to start, you don't actually harm yourself. And so I've heard, we actually talked about this inside my private community today. I'm going to do a whole video on this. We talked about inside my private community today. I used to watch, I had friends that recommended it to me, Netflix documentaries that talked about years ago how back in the day when the tobacco companies were being threatened because of all the Surgeon General's warning on the pack of cigarettes, forcing people to quit smoking, they actually said, what can we do to keep banking off of the addictions of the American people? And what they did is they bought up all the food companies. They literally, the cigarette companies bought up food companies. And that is how our foods became so horrible for us. Flat addictive. They would put all these things like sugar and everything that's just to milk the American people, ruining our health. And of course, unfortunately, overloading us with toxins that our body is not necessarily removing. And so when you go through a regimen like this, you would potentially be amazed at how your body could potentially begin to function at a better level. And in my case, where my insulin sensitivity obviously was working at its optimal level, because now for the first time in over 8 years, my blood sugar is in the normal range. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I watched a video the other day about this gentleman who was talking about health stuff. And he said that by the time you end up with diabetes, even though you were in pre-diabetes stages all those years, he said by the time you end up in diabetes, the damage to your body is pretty much already done. The high sugar levels in your body have already taken a toll on your organs and different things like that. And I'm just so thankful to be free of that from having gone through this detox regimen. It's not cheap, guys. Like $300 a month plus on some months. Not over 400, but some of the months are like 350. I think the first month is like 275. But guys, it's just crazy what it did for me. And so I'm going to continue to shout from the rooftops. They've talked about microplastics in our body, heavy metals, parasites, all sorts of different things. And this regimen deals with those things. So I'm going to jump off here, guys. I wanted to do this video, share these optimal, beneficial tools, life tools with you guys. That's why I titled the website Permanent Life Solutions, because I'm a guy who has always promoted stuff that I believe in, that I believe is beneficial. And so therefore, I'm sharing it with you guys. And here's the reality. All of these things I own personally. The emergency prescription medical kit, I purchased it for myself before I began promoting it. That's why I began promoting it, because I owned it first. I paid my hard-earned money for it. Okay? I liked the idea of having kind of this general prescription kit on hand in the event that some sort of explosive diarrhea parasite decided to come out and affect my home, man. And so, or anything similar, right? And then, of course, who wouldn't share, something that could have potentially been the result of their body functioning now better because it's rid of toxins, to where your blood sugar is normal for the first time in over 8 years. Guys, it's crazy. So, People are going to have opinions, right? They're going to think, you know, I'm out here just trying to make a buck off people. And I am. When I share my affiliate link, I always tell people all the time, when I share my affiliate link, it's because I believed in something strong enough to say, I want to share this with people. Is there an ability to earn in that process? Some of the things on my website I don't earn on at all, but I still share them. So it's not a prerequisite. I just have to see the value in something. However, when I pay for something first out of my hard-earned money because I believe in it, that is very different than somebody that's just out there promoting things that they themselves are not a firm believer in, or that they themselves wouldn't actually buy for themselves. That's a big difference. That is a big difference. And that's what differentiates me from a lot of people out there. And I'm not here to pick apart other people. I'm just telling you that I know that there are people that are incredible marketers in ways that I just couldn't do. That being said, guys, I'm going to jump off here. They're there for the taking. God bless you. Have a good evening. XRP is in an incredible place right now for potential buy opportunities, but also for prophetic fulfillment, where it's just for the glory of God that we're actually here because God spoke it. He sure did. God spoke it. God bless, guys. Take care.